Some terminology about sampling, universe and population. A population is the total collections of elements about which wish to make some inferences. The entire group that you want to draw conclusions about is called populations or universe. What is sample? Sample is the subset of a larger population or a unit that is selected from a population that represent the whole population. What is census? A census is the count of all the element in the population. What is sampling? A sampling is a process of selecting few sample from a given populations to the investigation. Techniques of sampling. There are two types of techniques of sampling, that is probability sampling and non-probability sampling. What is probability sampling? A probability sampling is one in which every unit of population has an equal chance to be selected in the sample size. What is non-probability sampling? The non-probability sampling in which every unit of population does not have an equal chance to be selected in the sample size. Non-probability sample of a particular member of the population being chosen is unknown. In probability sampling, randomness is the element of the control, or in non-probability sampling, it relies on personal judgment. Probability sampling has 5 types. That is, one is simple random sampling. Here, every element of population has an equal chance of selecting in the sample. For example, we wish to draw a sample of 50 students from a population of 400 students. Place all 400 names in a container and draw out 50 names one by one. This is called lottery method. Stratified random sampling. In such a procedure, the population divided into strata and then a random sample is chosen from each stratum. Example: age, caste, height, occupation, income group, etc. Strata are homogeneous group of population. Cluster sampling. Cluster sampling, heterogeneous group of populations. Clusters is selected, all its units get selected. Quasi probability sampling has systematic probability. The sample is selected by following a particular order, like selecting every ninth unit of the population: 4th, 14th, 24th, 34th, 44th. For example, for a sample of 50 students, the sample fraction is 15 by 400 is equal to 1 by 8. That is, select one student out of every 8 students in the population. The starting point for the selection is chosen at random. Multi-stage sampling. Here, the sample is chosen in multi-stage. Non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling has 5 categories. That is, quota sampling. Quota sampling. Here, population is divided into group. Then each group is allocated a quota of the same proportions as it has total population. It's similar to stratified random sampling. Purposive but judgmental sampling. Sample is selected as per the judgment of the researcher. For example, selecting persons who can provide information about the research. Convenience sampling. Here, the researcher chooses the sample as per his or convenience. That is, those units of population will be selected which are easy reach of the researcher. 4 is snowball sampling, also called chain referral sampling. Initially, a small sample chosen. Snowball sampling is much smaller than what is required. Dimensional sampling. In the dimensional sampling, the researcher specify all dimensions of variables and then chooses is and then samples in such a way all dimensions are represented in the samples. That's it. It's all about sampling techniques. Thank you.